Yeah, so that guy in Bali told you about being energized. You want to get in?
You want to get into
We can make this a threesome if you like. All comes down to being attuned to what gets you energized, because when you're energized, you're going to have more fun, you're going to add more value. And there's a guy, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, have you heard of him? A Hungarian guy, created this term flow states.
Yeah.
And when you're in a state of flow, as he describes it, you're massively consumed by a task or an activity that you're performing. You're stimulated to the point where it's not too hard that it becomes frustrating and not too easy that it becomes boring. And ultimately you're successful at it, and the whole world could be exploding around you and you wouldn't know, time flies by, all that good stuff. And crucially, you've got more energy at the end of the task or activity than you did at the beginning. And that's the term flow state. And that's, I think, the last part differentiates a flow state from just being a learned skill, something that you are just good at. Because when you do that, when you do something you're just good at but not necessarily in a flow state, then you become exhausted by the end of it. It's like draining. You can do it, but it's exhausting. So if you can identify what puts you in a state of flow, stay attuned to your energy levels when you've just been doing something. So you're talking about when you've been strategizing with people or coaching or helping them, and you've got that buzz afterwards, tap into what that moment was and break it down into its component parts. So who were you with? What role or task were you performing? What was your role in that? Were you a mentor? Were you a facilitator? Were you a peacekeeper? Were you an ideas guy? What were you doing? What was the outcome of your work? Could you see that you had energized somebody? Could you see that you had just kept the peace, similar to the last point? But what was the outcome, and could you see the outcome of that? Because what frustrates a lot of people is they put in all this good work and they don't see the fruits of their labor. So what was the outcome? And also, what was your environment? So were you outdoors? Were you indoors? Were you in a boardroom? Were you wearing a tie? Were you doing something funky? Were you skiing? And was it somewhere you've been before or not? And if you can break a flow state down, there's such a data-rich moment in time. And if you can tap into a flow state moment and break it down to those component parts, and then do that with multiple flow state moments, then you've got a really good indication. You can start building up a picture of what you may need to bring into your life and into your business that are going to keep you energized, inspired, happy, and then adding a load of value.